Hey everybody, welcome back. Happy Sunday. I am making Sunday dinner for my family today, and I am making oven baked barbecue chicken. And I'm starting here with a fresh, clean, and washed bowl of chicken, and I have seasoned it with the seasons of my choice and liking. And you season your chicken how you like to season your chicken. I've mixed it well, and I am now placing it on a foil lined baking sheet. And I'm going to put it in the oven on 375. I don't know how long I'm going to put it on there for, because I really don't set a timer or anything. Instinct just always tells me when it's just about done or when it is done. The only time I really set a timer is when I'm baking a dessert or something, which I actually haven't done in a while, so maybe I do need to bake a dessert. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm washing my hands because, I was just touching raw chicken. And I do usually wear gloves because I don't like to cook without gloves, but I'm out of them. So I just have to deal with that until I get some more. So right here, I am just washing my bowl. I put it in the sink with some detergent and a little bit of bleach. And I'm sticking this chicken in the oven now. And like I said, I put it in a preheated oven, not a cold oven, a preheated oven. It's 375. And because I just had raw meat on here, I am going to clean it with this cleaner. And it's the Dawn Power Wash. I don't know if it has bleach in it or not, but I put a little bleach in it. And this is a bowl, and I did wash the bowl, like I said, with the detergent and the bleach. And I scrubbed the potatoes with the little veggie scrubber. I got that from a cooking class that I took with my daughter. So I scrubbed the potatoes. I just kind of showed you how I did them. And then I peeled them, and I rinsed them again. And here I am. I'm getting ready to dice them, because I'm going to be boiling them because I am making loaded mashed potatoes. But and I did forget to put my damp cloth underneath my cutting board, which is why it kept moving, which was annoying me, but it happens. So my potatoes are all diced, and I'm going to dump them in that pan. They are in that pan with a little bit of salt water, and I'm just going to boil those till those are tender and done. And now I am cutting up my veggies that are going to be for my garden salad. And we have cucumbers, we have bell peppers. And I do have a garden outside. I live in a townhouse. I have a garden outside, patio garden. I will have to show you guys that. And I'm growing bell peppers out there, so I won't need to buy bell peppers for too much longer. I did have a cucumber plant, but it really did not do well. It caught a disease and it wouldn't grow, so we're going to try that again next year. But everything else is thriving out there in my little garden. So I cut these long ways, and I'm going to cut it in half. And I'm going to do the exact same thing to this yellow bell pepper. Oh yeah, also speaking of bell peppers, I'm also growing purple bell peppers for the first time. I didn't even know purple bell peppers existed until about how long ago? Until I think it was maybe February or March, when I first started looking at seeds that I wanted to grow. But I guess you can put those in anything that you would put a regular bell pepper in. But they start off green and they start to turn purple. But I cut these long ways, and I'm cutting these in half too. And now I'm going to do y'all call these purple onions or red onions? I think they call it purple or red onions, but it's purple. And in this household, we call it a purple onion. red onion would be red like an apple. This is purple. But I'm just thinly cutting these because we love to put these on our salad as well. Slicing them pretty thin because nobody wants a big chunk of onion in their salad. And I'm just breaking it up some so it's in small pieces. And then I'm going to put them on a plate. It's kind of like a salad bar. You know, you get the salad, the lettuce part out of a bowl. See, there's the plate. You get the salad part out of a bowl, then you go up to this plate, and then you just put whichever vegetables from this plate that you want in your salad. And this is a salad spinner, and no, you don't have to just use it for salad. You can use it for any kind of fruit, any kind of vegetable, anything that you really need to rinse off. I've used it for basil, oregano that I grow in my garden to rinse it before I dry it or store it or freeze it. I've used it for strawberries, potatoes, whatever you want to use it for, that's what you can use it for. I guess if you want to use it to rinse off your rocks, you can use it to rinse off your rocks. Whatever you want to use it for, that's your business. But I know it looked like I just kind of roughly cut this bag, but I cut it so that I could tie it closed, as you can see me doing. I'm getting ready to rinse this, and then I'm going to salad spin it so that you can see how much water comes off of it. And I'm going to do that a couple of times, and then I'm going to actually wash out the clear bowl. And I'm going to dump the lettuce in there. So here I am. I like the little stopper thing on it. Let me tell y'all something. When you pressing down on that thing and you getting that water off that salad, that bowl feel like it's about to take off. Like it's about to lift up off the counter. So be careful when you do it. We do not need flying salads all over the kitchen. And if you can kind of see my son in the background, he loves vegetables and fruit of all kind. He wanted to eat some of the bell peppers that I cut up, so I gave him a couple, and then he kind of went on his way. And then we just have a little bit of water left. I'm going to wash that bowl, and then you're going to see me dump that salad, garden salad mixture in a bowl. And then I'm going to break up some of these big pieces of lettuce that are in there. You know, you kind of want everything to be a bite-sized piece. So that's what I'm doing right there. Just breaking it up. And then it comes with a cover for you to cover up the salad or whatever you put in there. So I'm just going to cover it up, and I'm going to set it to the side and move on to the next. And these are green onions, and guess what? These green onions came out of my garden, y'all. I picked these this morning, and I washed them in that salad spinner. And then I wrapped them in a paper towel and put them in a storage bag, and I put them in my refrigerator. And those are the potatoes. Those are done. Those are nice and tender. They are still pretty hot. But I strained them and put them in a bowl. And I am going to mix these green onions in there. And y'all see that green tomato on the counter? The one right on top of my spices. That came out of my garden too, y'all. 3rd year gardener here, getting better every year. I'm actually going to make a fried green tomato with that. I think I'm going to do it in the air fryer this time. Less mess and, you know, a little bit healthier. But here I am, I'm just mashing my potatoes. And I am using this old mashed potato thingy. And people always say that you cannot get smooth mashed potatoes when you use that. But I'm about to prove to y'all that you can't. Like, they're not smooth yet. They still chunky. They're still a little bit on the dry side. I have not added my butter. And I have not added my milk yet. But this is after I added butter. I use like a little bit more than a half a stick of butter, because I think that's like a half a stick that I used, and then it was already a little bit of butter that was in a butter container. So I added all that. That's my daughter saying hi sometimes I put sour cream in my potatoes. Every now and then cream cheese. It just depends on what kind of potatoes that I'm making. And yes, I said cream cheese. Don't knock it till you try it. But I just kept these simple because these were going to be loaded mashed potatoes. See, look at that. Look at that. Smooth potatoes. You don't need to use all that fancy stuff. I just use that hand potato masher. And off camera, I did make some bacon. And because I decided to do it at the last minute, I just made it in the microwave. Don't judge me. But I'm just gonna cut this bacon up here. And I'm gonna add it here. And I added some cheese as well. And just use whatever kind of cheese you got. I happen to I had some cheese in the freezer, but the cheese that I had in the refrigerator, that was a Mexican blend cheese that my kids used for their nachos yesterday. So I just went ahead and used that. So look at those potatoes. Yes. Nice and silky, nice and seasoned, nice and loaded. And I decided that I wanted some more green onion in there. So my son and I went outside and we cut some more green onion, brought it in, washed it, and I'm just cutting it up. Just cutting up a little bit more. So I did take the chicken out of the oven, and I usually do make my barbecue sauce, but I didn't really feel like making it today. My husband was hungry, my kids were hungry. It was already taking me a little bit extra time because I was recording. So I just, I keep a couple bottles on standby. And so I use it, and this is the favorite one for my kids. So I'm just brushing on some barbecue sauce on my chicken. And I'm going to go over my chicken a couple of times and do this. I'm going to turn it over. If you put barbecue sauce on the top, you got to put it on the bottom, y'all. Don't just be half doing it, put it on the top, because when you bite the bottom, you want to taste the barbecue sauce on the bottom piece of chicken too. So that's what I'm doing here. And I made an apple butter barbecue sauce the other day with some apple butter that I got from a store restaurant place called Apple Barn. It's in like Pigeon Forge, near Pigeon Forge, the outskirts of Pigeon Forge, however you want to say it. But it was really good. I made that from scratch, y'all. And they actually sell apple butter barbecue sauce there. But if I can make it, I'm gonna make it. And I try to duplicate everything I like. But that's me putting the chicken in the oven after I barbecue sauced both sides. And this is the finished product. Look at that. Look at that pretty salad, y'all. Everything all fresh looking. Look at them legs. Look at them chicken legs. All right. Have a good night, y'all.